Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing, bitches banging, 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 banging. I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing like bang, bang, oh, bang, bang, bitch, nigga, bang, 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 bang.
All right, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. What's going on? What's happening? Another edition of Blackson and MD, man. I don't know what to call it other than that. You know what I'm saying? We done had a week. We done had new developments going on. Now, let me preface by saying this. After reviewing what was what and what Trump said about the Tomahawks, you know, Trump was right. The Tomahawk missiles require in intensive training. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact.
It requires Americans.
It
requires Americans to operate it. Let's just cut through the chase, man. Let's stop bullshitting.
I agree. I just said that. I agree.
Okay. Yeah, but it sounds like you about to explain this long drawn out. I'm just so people are used to long drawn it out. You got Americans that will shoot it. Putin said, if you goddamn launch them, we at war. Just simple as that. We at war.
Blackson,
so Trump
you're trying to get an argument out of me. I'm not trying to argue that point.
Okay.
I said after further review, now that would be correct. Now, remember earlier on in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, when we was given UAV drone technology, there were American operators. Would you accept that point?
And will you accept a lot of those Americans have been killed? I'll accept that as long as you accept that a lot of Americans. This is why Britain is so mad, because you have more British soldiers that have been killed more than anything. That's why they have a grudge. They are mad more than we are, even though we lost people too. There's a lot of Poles that have been killed, but we call them subcontractors. We call them mercenaries. We have different names for them. They're not in uniform. So if they get caught, they're executed.
Right. You're talking about you're talking about mercenaries. I agree with that, but
no,
again,
I'm talking about officers, but they have to be labeled as mercenaries. Meaning you're gonna have to
quantify that.
I'm gonna quantify that. Meaning the government say they wash their hands. We want you to go over there, but if you're caught, it's like Mission Impossible. You go over there empty, but you cannot wear our uniform. But I want you to do all the training, all your specialty, everything that you know, everything that we taught you, go over there and do. But if you're caught, that's on you, bro. That's fact, we're gonna label it as that's a mercenary. That's today's definition of what a mercenary is.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. I haven't seen any case of any operator. When I say
you're not going to see any cases.
Well, that's fine, Blackson. But I'll say I haven't seen any cases of any operators especially in the early onset of the conflict, because
You're
me and
not
you both know.
you're not
That's fine.
understanding how this works. No, it's not
Tell it.
fine. You don't understand how this works. When you have covert operations, meaning there's covert to the T. Everybody's going to deny your existence. You get caught, you get executed. So you're not going to. Let me see if there's a. You're not going to trace it. You're not going to trace Polish. You're not going to
Blackson.
trace English. I don't understand why you don't understand this, MD.
I'm not saying I don't understand it. I'm saying that in the preface of what we're talking about, it doesn't qualify in the terms of what we're dealing with when it comes to operators. Again, I'm not going to sit up here and deny.
Okay.
Blackson, listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm not going to sit up here and deny that fact. I'm not denying that.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to contextualize what we're talking. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to argue the point.
No, I'm not trying to argue the point either, but I think when it's the perception, people get confused. They don't understand
Well, stop.
People don't understand.
Stop dealing with the conception then.
No, you have to deal with the
You
conception
can't make nobody go off that.
Yeah, but people have to understand.
But you can tell the story.
But we got to understand why America, Europe, why there's such an invested interest, and why there's such like this wanting to get back. Trump can't, we're in. We've been in since we've been sending these people, and so when you have the ops get killed, they gonna want some get back. So we've had high-ranking people go over there and get killed. So yeah, this is a indirect warfare that we have. But go ahead, MD.
Blackson, again, I'm not going to. I sat up here and started with the preface, basically conceding that point. I'm not arguing that point, Blackson.
Okay.
But at the same time,
it's not for you. It's for your audience to understand why we so invested in
that's
this.
the problem. That's the problem. See, you not. A lot of people don't want to deal with context. They want to try to peel back the layers and get you to start there. I'm not doing that. It is what it is. In the context of what we're dealing with, it is a known fact, whether you want to peel back the layers or not, that operators, when I say operators, I mean people that are well qualified and trained on the particular weapon system.
Okay,
it's a
so
known fact.
Okay.
So, we're saying the same thing, but you try to make an argument out of it.
No, I wasn't trying to make an argument. I just want to get straight to the point because a lot of people don't understand the hidden language. Meaning, when you say, well, we got well-trained, I mean, just say Americans. We got Americans, Polish, English, and French people. We have
American military. Again, I started off by saying that in early onset of the conflict, when we were giving UAVs and other drone technology to Ukrainians, those UAVs were operated by American soldiers. That's a fact.
Yeah, I agree.
That even the mainstream media notified us of that fact. Now, I'm going to tell you, whether you want to peel back the layer or not, I'm going to tell you there is no sufficient evidence saying that said American operators have been killed in Ukraine. Now, start off by saying whether you believe that or not is irrelevant to the context of what we're talking about. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Now, I think it was a greater risk. Looking at it in hindsight, Blackson, I think it was a greater risk when Trump said it. I had to concede, you know what, you're right. Tomahawk missiles are not UAVs. Tomahawk missiles are a more intricate level of operating, which could potentially put those operators, said American operators, at risk. That's a fact.
Yes, it is.
So it makes sense. It makes sense what Trump said. Did he turn around and which to me is more significant than the Tomahawks themselves, put sanctions on the wealthiest of the oil industries in Ukraine? To me, that's more important. Because it goes to my long
list. You said Ukraine. You mean Russia. Oh,
my bad. Yeah, Russia. My bad.
Good.
To me, that's more important than the Tomahawks could ever be. Because, again, like I said to you last week, The economic structure is what's at attack in Russia, not
But
more or
in order to
less.
have an effective economic structure, you have to have India and China participate. And I remember during the Biden administration when we saw the formation of BRICS, is because BRICS was preparing for a blowback from the West, that being Brazil, Russia, India, China, South America, and now Saudi Arabia peeking its head through, and other major powers. Europe, only way that in your mind, in the way Western media mind, think that could be effective if they think America and Europe are the center of the universe, which they're not. Europe wouldn't have no effect, and America don't have no effect. We're just 1/4 of the 4 major economies on the planet. And so in order for that to even have an inkling of an effect, you got to get India to cooperate, and you got to get China to cooperate. And both of those major economic powers said, "Niet, no, we're in fact, we're going to buy more oil from Russia."
That's fine. I'm not.
So the
disputing that
economical
point either.
argument, is irrelevant. We're past phase one.
No, I don't know about that.
Phase one. Hold on, let me explain. Phase one is the economical warfare. We on phase two now. That's why Trump was talking about tomahawks. We on phase two now because China and India, again, said we are not cooperating with your sanctions. In order for the sanctions to be effective, you got to get China and India to cooperate. They're not cooperating, so that deads that conversation. That's over with.
Okay,
so we're on phase two now.
So you're saying cooperation?
Yes.
And I agree.
Meaning you have to isolate. You can't isolate with the cooperation of India and China. You can't isolate Russia economically. That's impossible. Europe and America are not the center of the universe.
So we'll be able to test out that theory once these sanctions come off. Now, I agree.
The sanctions have been on for the last 4 years. What are you talking about?
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
That's not true. The sanctions were trade based that Biden put in place. Now, I agree with you. Those sanctions were irrelevant based on the fact that the trade triangle between India, Russia, and China still existed. Now, your argument would be valid if we were talking about trade sanctions. These are not trade sanctions. These are direct oligarch sanctions through the 3 largest oil companies in Russia. If you can bottleneck those companies through the sanctions, it will affect the overall economic structure of Russia. Now, they ain't got nothing to do with China or India. Ain't got nothing to do with it. If we're talking about
if you got those
because
if you got China and India, which are buying that, then it won't have no effect, because those companies that the oligarchs that you're saying depended on Europe and America to buy their oil, now they got 2 even larger economies to replace it. So
I don't disagree with that. Again, I don't disagree with the trade structure. I don't disagree with the trade structure. I think you mixing trade structure and I guess you would say economic pipeline structure. How does Russia move their money? That's what you got to ask. They don't move their money through China or India. They move their money through Europe. That's the most efficient way to do it. So if you put in a direct pipeline sanction on the Russian oligarchs via Cyprus, via Deutsche Bank, et cetera, it is going to bottleneck Russia. Now,
and
it's going to be up to
China and India are forming their own banks. But go ahead.
Well, that, like I said, we're going to put that to the test with these sanctions.
Right.
That's just a fact.
So basically, you're arguing a theory. You're basically talking about economical warfare on a theory. Okay.
It's not a theory. It's not a theory. It's reality. It's not a theory. It's a reality.
The reality is that China and India will replace Europe. That's it.
How long do you think that's going to take? I'm talking about from a month. I'm talking about from a pipeline structure.
They've already started. They started that 2 years ago. under the Biden administration when they formed BRICS. They've already had plans. They already put that plan into effect 2 years ago under the Biden administration. We were on this show when all that formulation was happening, because BRICS is an organization to prepare itself from the blowback from Europe and America. You know that. You were here when it formed.
Yeah,
That's the
Blackson.
whole purpose of
So
BRICS.
we understand BRICS is to directly challenge the petrodollar, correct?
Yeah, not only that, but also sanctions too.
Well, sanctions
And
wouldn't matter if
embargoes.
the petrodollar was superior. They wouldn't
Right.
matter.
Right.
So what? And again, BRICS was formed, no question about it.
Yes, sir.
What steps has the BRICS organization made in order to validate their fiat currency versus the petrodollar?
Well, didn't they all go to the gold standard? China, India, and all those BRICS nations, didn't they all fall back? Gold. They wean themselves off the dollar and set up gold as their standard. That's number one. That same thing that Saddam tried to do, he was killed for. Gaddafi tried to do, he was killed for. BRICS is the fulfillment of all these people that tried to separate themselves from the dollar and were killed and assassinated. But you can't just do that with China, Russia, and India. And so now we saw them form 2.5, 3 years ago, and now that local going. So again, you can threaten all you want, Europe, this and that. Europe is irrelevant compared to China and Russia, China and India. Irrelevant.
Well, Europe ain't got nothing like we control the petrodollar. So let me ask you this.
But you said, but the oligarchs fall back on Europe earlier. You said that. And I'm
they fall back on Europe's infrastructure when it comes to economic. That's just what it is. As of right now, they're still using it. So what I'm asking you is, when is this BRIC thing supposed to kick off?
It kicks off when Europe fully 100% collapses. And when you talk about, let's just look at the end game. You talk about this economical thing, like Russia's going to have like all these, all this unrest and all that, which is happening in UK and France, by the way. Do you acknowledge that there's unrest right now in UK and France?
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Economical distress causes, I'm glad you played Martin Luther King in the beginning. Economical distress causes unrest. This is what they want for Russia, and it backfired in France and UK. That's why I said UK and France, which is the backbone of NATO, will fall first, because they're already arresting people. They're already suppressing free speech. They're already having riots and arresting people as we speak right now. France and England, this is not happening. I repeat, this is not happening, which is a fact, in Russia.
Well, they don't have free speech in a lot of European countries. It's not under their constitution like it's up on ours.
Well, but
so I mean, technically they got a right to do that.
The economical stress is France and England are buckling right now.
I don't disagree with that. We talked about
that. That you want, that the neocons that you're projecting, that the neocons want, and that America wants, and that Trump wants, is that the economical pressure will cause unrest. So it caused the Russian society to buckle, and that's not going to happen. And if anything, it's happening right now. Again, it's happening right now in France, right now in goddamn UK. It's happening right now. It's been happening.
I don't disagree, bro. Again, we talked about this last week. Yeah, France right now is fucked up, no question about it.
And England.
But then you can't turn around and deny the economic stress that Russia is up under right now. It's just a fact, Blackson.
They're not under economical stress. No, they're not. That's not a fact. You know, the West.
How does Russia make their money, Blackson? How do they make? You and I both know how Russia makes money. They only have one industry. That's it.
They have several industries. No, that's not true. They have several industries. One industry that you fail to mention is the drone industry. They're the largest drone
Well,
industry.
that's the military. That Russia, in my opinion. Now, this is my opinion. To me, Russia, once this conflict started, the military-industrial complex of Russia is the economy. That's it. That's just
Yeah, it's
what it
called a
is.
wartime economy. Yeah, wartime economy, right.
Generally speaking,
Which Europe is trying to transfer into a wartime economy right now too, but they're way
well,
behind,
if they end
and
up
we're way behind
going to
also.
war, then they ain't gonna have no choice.
Well, they're already
So,
at war. They've already
well,
declared war on Russia.
I'm talking about in the sense of boots on the ground, land conflict. They
Well, they
won't
go
have a
boots
choice,
on the
but
ground, they'll get eradicated, and if we go over there and help them, we'll get eradicated. So that's a non-secular, I guess, because yeah, that's not happening. Goddamn, Poland has already said that's a no-go. Hungary said that's a no-go. Like Poland said that's a no-go, and also Slovakia said that's a no-go.
well, Poland, I don't
Europe.
believe.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Poland. I don't believe, because Poland itching to go to war with Russia right now.
Only if we back them.
They just need a valid excuse.
Only if we back them.
Well, at this point, it wouldn't be far-fetched to say they would.
Poland is not going to war without us
71,
having boots on the ground.
Yeah. Poland, like they,
So
they
Poland's just
minuscule.
talking shit. So Poland's talking shit right now, just like the rest of Europe. They're talking shit. Ain't nobody going to war unless America put boots on the ground. And that's not happening under Trump. Trump is at least smart enough to not let that happen.
Hell, I wouldn't even say that at this point.
Well, if that happens, we'll lose. Period. We'll lose.
Okay, Blackson. Okay, so going back to the sanctions again.
We'll lose like Hitler did, and we'll lose like Napoleon did. But go ahead.
Again, we don't fight war like that no more, Black Son. But
Yeah, we do.
okay,
Yeah,
I got
we
you.
do. Yeah, that's why Russia's fighting a war like that. Ukraine's fighting a war like that. And Israel fought a war like that. What are you talking about?
Russia is not fighting the war like that, bro.
You're right because You're right because first of all, it's not a war. It's a special military operation. So yeah, let's get that straight. It's not a war.
Well, right out the damn FSB playbook. It's a special. Hey, shout out to you, Black Son. That was fire. That was fire.
It's a fact.
So
It's fire. It's a fact.
It's a fact. What Russia said it. So
that's why. Goddamn, when Putin talked to Trump, he said, "This is a special military. I don't know what you've been told, but if we go full-blown war, we will fucking demolish goddamn Ukraine if you give them the tomahawks." And Trump was like, "You know what, Zelensky? We can't give you tomahawks." He said, "Fuck that." Like apparently, I'm assuming that Donald Trump has never had a history lesson. I don't think Donald Trump who knows who Hitler was or who Napoleon was, but I think Mr. Putin gave him a lesson. And that next thing you know, he called that damn tomahawk shit off. He's like, oh, hell no. We calling that shit off.
Well, in hindsight, it makes sense because you don't want to put American troops at risk. In hindsight, it makes sense.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you wanted to, I guess, construct some type of somewhere in the Baltic region, but that would take time. You know what I'm saying? That would take time.
And Ukraine
I don't even go.
Neither does Europe. They don't have enough. They wouldn't have enough time to even catch up with damn Russia at this point as far as their production. Like China is goddamn backing Russia with the production, and they just slamming out goddamn military equipment left and right. It would take us 5 years to catch up with them. And they're like this. So this is us. This is them. So imagine Europe can't catch up. We can't catch up. It's over with.
So I don't even go off the premise what Trump said the other day about, we need time. That's bullshit. That was just a Trumpian fucking segue to what he really wanted to say was that he was doing the sanctions. So I don't even go off of well, we need tomahawks. That was some bullshit. But he was just doing his weave to get to what he really wanted to talk about, which was the sanctions. And again, Trump is a dumbass. He go off of who whispered to him first. So who start talking and doing all type of interviews and shit after Trump made the statement about the sanction? It was Scott Bessent. Scott Bessent been in his ear about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I think it's a Scott Bessent fucking Witkoff play that was made. Trump ain't got the capacity to come up with shit. It was Bessent, bro. It was Bessent and it was Witkoff that came up with this shit. Now Witkoff got other shit he got going on, so he kind of in the background right now as it pertains to Russia. Before like what he started, doing the meetings with Putin and all that shit. Witkoff dealing with Gaza and Israel right now. So basically, Scott Bessent has been substituted to deal with all this shit from an economic standpoint, because again, Bessent is the Treasury Secretary. So when it comes to sanctions, of course, Scott Bessent would be the one overseeing all that shit. But that's neither here nor there. I wanted to talk about this too as well. So a report came out, I believe it was the Financial Times, either Financial Times or Wall Street Journal, saying that they did the play for the cameras when Zelensky was here on Friday, but in reality, when the cameras was off, it was another walk down strategy with Trump basically telling, hey, look, take the fucking deal, concede what land at the battle line right now so we can end this shit. So what do you think about that?
That's just a stall tactic. That's basically, it goes back to the ceasefire, and Putin ain't going for that shit. This shit's going to end up on the battlefield. Trump trying to do the damn 3-card money with goddamn, and I keep saying this, man. Donald Trump, stop doing that New York shit with Russians. Russians are way ahead of us. We think that we got game and shit and the 3-card money. Stop that with the Russians, because they've been doing this since the fall of the goddamn Tsar Empire. Since the goddamn Bolsheviks, they've been running game. So we're way ahead of us on game too. So stop it thinking that Putin's gonna fall for us. That's a ceasefire. That's putting lipstick on a pig. That's a ceasefire. That's all the fuck
but he told Zelensky that he needed to concede the land as it stands on the battle lines right now. So right, if we look at what the battle lines are right now, again, when it comes to the Donbass, Russia controls like I think they were saying 70% of the entire Donbass. It's parts of I want to say northern Donetsk that they still don't control. So if Trump says, hey, look, the land that's occupied right now along the battle lines, that's Russia, and everything else is Ukraine. We're still talking about 30% of Donetsk to Ukraine and the rest to Russia. You think Russia gonna go for that?
Hell no, they're not going for that, because that's not dealing with the bottom line issue. Russia has said, and our brother from another mother, Sergei Lavrov said it is underlining issue that Trump, he being so retarded but not only Trump, the Western media is ignoring the bottom line issues. No NATO membership for Ukraine. It's not about land. If they wanted land, they could take goddamn Crimea, Kiev if they wanted to. It's not about land. And this is why it's about a land of war attrition, meaning either y'all gonna get rid of the Nazis or we gonna get rid of them. So they're getting rid of these Nazis with SS insignias on their dang patches. It's not, again, that's Western narrative. Oh, freeze the line, everybody go home. That's a Western narrative. That's a freeze. That's a 3-card money, and Putin ain't going for it. Sergei Lavrov going for it, and Dmitry Medvedev definitely ain't going for it. Again, it's about the underlying issues. America,
what's
get out of that Western mentality. What's taking so long is because they're wiping out the Nazis. Either y'all wipe them out or we're going to wipe them out. So they're wiping them out. They're doing a Bakhmut to these goddamn rest of these Nazis. We're going to make sure all the Nazis are eradicated.
Okay, Blackson. All right, I mean,
you know, come out of here and say, what do you mean? Come on, Blackson, you still in that Western mindset. You still in that you still in that NATO mindset.
So I'm in the mindset of if they wanted to get this shit, they should have been had it already. That's the mindset that I'm in.
No, you're not listening. You're not listening. This is a war of attrition.
Why would you need to have a war of attrition with an inferior country? Why? Like I'm trying to understand that.
Because they don't want NATO membership. First of all, they don't want to eradicate these people. They don't want to eradicate the Ukrainians because Putin feels like these are Russians. They're Russian people. However, there are Russian elements of people they do want to eradicate, and those are Azov Nazis. So denazification. Get rid of these damn Nazis one way or another. If you don't, goddamn, put in the peace plan, which goddamn retarded ass Trump and retarded ass NATO and retarded Western media is not acknowledging, then we will settle this on the battlefield.
Okay, all right. So you know, given the timeline of what happened, of course, you know, Trump was talking about the Tomahawk. We knew Zelensky was coming Friday. Before he met with Zelensky, he had the and I'm getting out my truck. Let me know if I cut out, Black Time.
Okay.
We know beforehand Trump had the call with Putin, and then all of a sudden that's when the switch up came.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, he was talking shit to the Zelensky or whatever, and whap bam boom. The next week, I guess everything had done died down. Then Trump did the sanctions, whap bam the boom, whatever. Why again? Going back to flip, I don't call it flip flop again. I just call it Trump don't know what the hell he's doing.
Okay, I'll accept that. Okay.
In the span of less than 7 days, Black Son. We go from Tomahawk to trying to get Zelensky to concede land to sanctions. So basically a back, forth, and then another back.
But you just said that Trump is retarded, and I keep saying neither Zelensky or Putin's going to agree to that land shit. They're not listening. Now, yeah, Zelensky want all of his land back. If you want to talk about land, he want Crimea, everything back. Putin saying, no, it's not about land. We want to eradicate these Nazis. So Trump is trying to apply a Western concept to two people who are not going to agree with that damn ceasefire shit. That's a ceasefire. We got to get out of that mindset.
So we talk about in game. We talked about in games last week.
Yes, we did.
We talked about Zelensky's in game, Putin's in game. What the fuck is Trump's in game? And when I say Trump, I'm not talking about
don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm talking about the administration. I'm talking about the White House. I agree. Okay, that's why I put a preface on when I say Trump. I'm not talking about actually Trump. I'm talking about the administration. I'm talking about the secretary, not the secretary, the Department of Defense.
The deep state.
What is the end game for the Trump? Oh my God.
The end game.
So what's the deep state's end game?
Okay, okay, whatever you want to call it. I just said deep state. Whatever you want to call them, their end game is to do a ceasefire so they can rearm Ukraine and try again. Their end game is to destabilize Russia.
What I'm asking is, why are they doing that? Destabilize Russia in the goals of what?
Their goal is to defeat Russia.
And what does that constitute, though? That's what I'm asking. Now, I got my opinion on what it constitutes.
Okay, well, let's see, because you got to ask NATO for that crazy shit. You got to ask the goddamn neocons for that crazy shit.
But like, why are you putting it on NATO?
Because NATO's following order from the neocons. They're all together on this. Somebody is controlling Trump. That's why Trump is like, I don't know, like Putin said, next meeting in Moscow. Trump is like, ooh, I don't know about that. I'm going to get a lot of heat. Like, you the president of the United States. What are you talking about? You're going to get heat. From who? That who is who we're talking about.
So, again, I'm gonna keep saying it. We gonna keep arguing about it. It is what
We're
it
not
is.
arguing about it. You're applying the Western mindset. I'm applying the Russian mindset. What they want, and this is why we don't have
I'm applying the Western mindset based on the factors of what I believe, and all of this shit is belief at the end of the day.
No,
What
it's
I
not. Not my
believe the
side.
goal.
My side. The 12-point plan from Putin is laid out. Sergei Lavrov has laid it out several times for the last. Acknowledge what?
But you don't want to acknowledge the economic implications. Hey, give me one second.
Because it's insignificant. Oh, you're out. You went out. You went out. You went out. Damn.
Yeah, I'm back. My bad.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to acknowledge the goddamn military dominance. So
I do. No.
Okay,
it's not that I don't want to acknowledge it. It's not that I don't want to acknowledge it. I'm saying that that's not the end all be all.
It is the end all be all.
And I strongly, I can't go with that.
It has been the end all be all since the beginning of time, and it's not going to end. Einstein said,
but wars are fought, Blackson, based off spoils. You and I both know that. It's based off territory. It's based off resources. It's based off
the victory, right? After victory, right?
Right.
Okay.
So we gotta work back. We gotta work backwards on what the fuck we're talking about.
And that's the problem.
Why is it the problem?
Because the European mindset is keep going backwards. Oh, we're gonna put sanctions. They tried to put sanctions again on the last 3 years. They put sanctions on Russia during the Biden administration. They already did sanctions when they fucking A. Okay, I'm sorry about that. We've already put saying that's why we keep threatening India, threatening China, and it's over with. Now let's do phase 2. Let's get ready for war. Oh, that's why Trump don't want to go to war because he'll know we'll get wiped out. So it's not even a stalemate. It's capitulation that needs to be had from the West, from NATO, from goddamn Trump, from whoever the neocons. They need to capitulate to Russia, period. That's Russia's backyard, so capitulate.
All right,
and we cannot isolate them when you got the biggest economies. Again, India. I'm gonna keep saying it. India and China, the largest economic structures on the planet. So what are we talking about?
I don't disagree with that. So
okay, so that economic shit is out the door.
So you saw yesterday that Putin called in a reserve conscription for more troops, like big time.
Right, because he's prepared, because he's going based on the threat. See, Putin don't play around when it comes to threats. Based on the threats coming from Poland, the threats coming from goddamn Finland, basically the NATO making their threats. So he's like, okay, that's what you want to do? Okay, let me get more troops so we can pick it. Because we already, Ukraine's over with. So let's prepare for these second round of dummies, that being Europe, and let's let them know how we get down. So let's conscript more troops. And oh, by the way, could you say, the economy, Russia, those troops are getting paid handsomely. No conscriptions. Stop that.
That's part of the problem. That's part of when I say conscription means a lot of different things. When I say conscript, yes, they are conscripting off reservists. That's what he did yesterday. That's a fact. But they also giving a hell of a lot of money. I saw the $50,000 signing bonus and all, and all that shit. But that's part of the problem. Like
that's not part of the problem.
Blackson, stop playing, bro.
I'm not
stop playing.
You need to stop playing.
But Russia is doing whatever they can to have boots on the ground when it comes to the front line. You in a war, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not saying that is a bad thing.
Again, he's preparing for any type of nonsense coming from NATO. That's not for Ukraine. That's not for Ukraine. If you think that's for Ukraine, I got a bridge I'll sell you in Alaska going to Russia. How about that? That's not for Ukraine. Ukraine is done. That's for if goddamn NATO want to jump bad, because they talking a lot of shit. So Putin's like let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Zelensky, did he not say we don't cut the lights out in Russia? Did he not say that?
He said, well, hold on, wait a minute. What?
So you're not even listening. Okay, you're not.
No. You said, what about the lights?
What I said was, did Zelensky threaten to knock out the lights in Russia?
Yeah, that's his operation right now. He's going after the electrical grid. That's what he's doing right now.
And who lights got knocked out when he said that?
I mean, the
lights got knocked out when Zelensky said that?
This gonna take time, Blackson.
Who lights got knocked out instantly when he said that?
If you're trying to say Ukraine,
I'm trying to get you to say Ukraine.
No, I'm not gonna say Ukraine. I haven't seen it.
Okay, well I'll say it for you. Ukraine lights got knocked out.
In what areas?
In Kiev.
Oh, I have to look that up.
Oh, look it up. Look it up. Yeah, they lights got knocked out. Everybody knows this, but you got to look it up. Okay, so yeah, you got to.
Oh, shout out to Venkat. Venkat said, "Oh wow, RNN has extended globally."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what he called you, Blackson. RNN.
Cool.
The Russian News Network.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I embrace it because the West ain't gonna do it, so somebody got to do it over here. So yeah, I'm RNN, and yes, Russia is winning, and the lights are out in Kiev. Because you're not going to get that on Western media. Now you're going to get that on the fake news, Mr. Venkat. Shout out to you. But yes, this is RNN because they're the only ones that are in reality right now. Russia reality news. They're the ones living in reality. Russia's winning on the battle line. Like, Russia, they're not going to capitulate when they're winning. Like, who does that? Who does that in human history? They're going to capitulate to the losing side. No. That's not going to happen. They didn't do it under goddamn Adolf Hitler. They didn't do it under Napoleon. They're not going to do it now.
Yeah, I have to look that up with the shit in key.
You need to come better prepared next time.
No, what you mean better prepared, bro? You just can't tell me the story.
Because you didn't know that Ukrainian lights are out. That Zelensky said, "Oh, we're gonna knock out the lights in Russia," and the next day their lights were locked out. Like, Putin is where the point I'm making is that Putin don't take threats lightly. He takes that shit literally. So when NATO say, "Oh, we're gonna go to war with Russia in about 2027," they're like, oh, "Okay." Putin's like, "Okay, I'm gonna respond to that." Okay. So y'all want to goddamn NATO go to war? We'll go to war, and NATO will lose. And if America goes in there, America will lose. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Russia is the dominant force on their porch. That is Russia's region, and Russia dominates in that region. Period.
So yeah, like I said, I do know that Ukraine has been hitting their infrastructure on the electrical grid. I do know that. You know, and I remember when
but that slowed down when their lights got knocked out.
I mean, it just started.
No. Again, you have to know when their lights got knocked out. Their lights were knocked out. So that slowed them down tremendously. And when I say their lights are out. But again, you need to look it up. You need to catch up.
So you telling me Kyiv is in a blackout right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do research on that.
RNN News, everybody. That's for you, Big Cat.
This breaking news.
Their lights been out. It's breaking news to you. It's not
you're right, because I didn't know.
Right, that's what you get for listening to fake stream media, the fake news. That's what you
get.
But
they didn't say nothing about it. So what?
Exactly. That's my point. Stop listening to the fake media. That's my whole point.
What source do I need to listen to?
Go to RNN.
Give me the source.
Go to RT News. Go to RNN, RT. Go to the Russian news media, and they will tell you. Go to the media.
I watch RT, Blackson.
So
right?
How did you
already
miss that?
know that.
So how did you miss that?
I ain't hear it on RT.
Oh, so you missed it. So yeah, you need to drink your coffee and not miss it, not miss the information, because it's been in the news. Putin knocked out their lights.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up when we get off. Kyiv under a blackout. I'm gonna look that up and see what I can find there.
Yeah, don't use your fake street media, because you're not gonna fight it with your fake news.
I don't know what fake street. I don't know what that is. So.
I know you don't know. Anything from the West is fake. So now you gotta start from ground zero, because all your shit is fake. All your shit is fake, because they're not gonna say it. They're not gonna goddamn mention it.
Okay, Venkat said, morning, Blackson and MD. How can Blackson say Russia is winning when many Russians are facing extreme poverty right now? That's a question from Venkat.
That's fake news. That's fake news. Venkat. So unlike you, Venkat, and I'm glad he brought that up. I know you're familiar with Judge Napolitano. I know you're familiar with Larry Johnson, and I know you're familiar with Scott Ritter. They have been over there 3 times. They're over there right now, and they are over there debunking. Every time they go over there, they're debunking, oh, there's long gas lines. Oh, there's starvation. Oh, this and that's been debunked. Like, give me some boots on the ground. Like, again, I got 3 sources that I just named. Judge Napolitano, Larry Johnson, Scott Ritter. Now, give me your sources, Venkat, because that's fake news. Again, get off the titty of the fake news. 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 Damn. Y'all are stuck. Y'all really believe this fake shit, man.
Hey, Blackson, listen.
Yes.
Listen. It's source versus source, bro. If we saying all of it, and again, like I said, I've done extended research.
Fake news. It's source versus fake news.
I've done extended and Venkat can account for it.
You've done extended research on fake news. You've been lied to. You don't even know that Kiev is in a blackout. Like, damn. Like, wow, who does not know? Of course, you don't know that they're in a blackout.
Yeah, I said I didn't know. I said I'm gonna look it up.
Right, because
there's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm saying, no, what's wrong with that?
My bad if it's loud, man. I'm cranking this damn ratchet.
You're looking up the fake news. You're looking up the fake news. Stop looking at the fake news.
So the financial minister of Russia, that's fake news.
That's fake news. What I'm saying, they applied fake news to her.
Oh, so you saying Russia put out fake news to do the juke move?
Western media put out the goddamn fake news to do the
but
juke.
But Western media is not the financial minister though. That's like you can't get no more direct than that.
You're not listening. They dub fake news over her voice. That's why I asked you.
Wow!
They do that. They do that during wartime. They do during wartime. During wartime, we admitted over and over again since the Civil War that we put out propaganda. We've been doing that since the Civil War. Come on now, this is not new. The media puts out propaganda, and we've been doing that since the days of goddamn General Lee and goddamn Ulysses S. Grant. We've been putting out fake news. We've been putting out propaganda, wartime propaganda. We've been doing that. Just like, we're winning in Vietnam. That was fake news. Oh, we're winning in Afghanistan. That was fake news. Oh, we're winning in goddamn, Afghanistan, Vietnam, Ukraine, obviously. And Iraq. Yeah. Constantly they say, America's winning, and we weren't winning because of that fake Western media bullshit.
Yeah. I don't even know how to take that, bro. I'm gonna just have to take
I'll tell you how to attack it. I'm gonna tell you how to attack it. Wean yourself off the fake stream media. Start at ground zero. Start fresh. Throw away all your sources, your so-called sources. Throw that away. We're in war now, so you're gonna hear wartime propaganda, and you're gonna aimlessly do research on a fake premise. Is what I'm saying. Stop that.
What premise have I laid out? I ain't laid out no premise.
Okay, let me say Venkat laid out a fake premise with the economic, they're economical starvation bullshit. That's fake news.
That I don't believe that's a premise. I just believe that's what
the people having a hardship right now is France and England, and that's why they're having unrest as we speak. England and France are having unrest as we speak right now.
Okay, Venkat say, how can we ever believe anything coming out of dictatorships over every single news source in the United States?
Simple. When they say that any source that say Ukraine is winning, just look at the satellite of all the territories.
Who said that? I'm trying to figure out who said that.
The Western media, all the Western media that you look up.
I ain't heard no Western media say that shit.
Stop putting so much cream in your coffee. Drink your coffee black, because it's been said constantly by the way Western media. They've constantly said Ukraine is winning.
I enjoy a nice
Russia's
mocha.
looting.
But you know, that's neither here
Well,
nor
the
there.
mocha, it's diluting the effect of the coffee because somehow you done miss Western media saying that Russia is losing the war. Oh, Russia's losing all
I
these
haven't heard, I
soldiers.
haven't heard.
Okay, well, I have. Okay, you got to get a signal back, y'all. Get a signal back. Shout out to Venkat. You need to win yourself off the fake news titty also. Because, yeah, man, I don't know where y'all get this information. I know where y'all get the information. Y'all get it from the fake stream media. See, I can look at both sides and call out bullshit when I see it. And all that
Blackson,
Western media is bullshit. It's
Blackson,
bullshit.
let me say this.
It's
I
called
haven't
wartime
heard.
propaganda. Oh, go
I
ahead.
haven't what you're challenging. I haven't heard in mainstream. So I'm trying to figure out like where are you getting this shit from? I haven't heard.
Well, unlike you, I look at both sides. I look at the way
No,
fake stream media when I'm waiting on the day when they're gonna start telling the truth.
but you challenging something that like I haven't heard mainstream media say.
Okay, well then
That's
what you
I'm
need to
telling you.
do is start preparing yourself when I'm on the show. You need to start
Bro,
preparing
you
yourself.
you know all I do is consume political shit all day long.
You
You
consume bullshit. If
don't
that's
put
the
that
case, you're consuming
don't
bullshit.
don't try
If you
to put
don't
that shit,
know,
bro.
if you
The
never
shit
heard
that you're
that,
saying has not been said. That's what I'm saying.
it has been said. No, you just no,
It
you haven't
hasn't been
heard it.
said.
It's been said, but you haven't heard it.
You
It's
know,
been said.
I
I
can't
heard
listen to
it.
kooks. I can't listen to kooks. I can't listen to conspiratorial people. I don't do that. You know, when I hear something, the first thing I do is cross reference. That's whether it come from mainstream media or otherwise.
So you
It
know what's
always
kooky?
has to be
You know
cross
what's
reference.
kooky? Since you say kooks, you know what's kooky is that you admitted that you didn't hear it, but now you're
No,
saying, hey,
and
but
when
no,
I
no,
say
no,
I
bro,
don't
but
hear it, no. When I
Listen what
say
I'm
I
saying.
don't hear it, I
Listen
say
what I'm
I'm gonna
saying.
go back and get that. But
So
that's
do
not what I'm
that.
talking
So
about.
do that. So don't
I
argue
haven't
something.
heard.
So right. So you haven't heard it. So you're
No,
not the center of
I
the
haven't heard
universe.
mainstream media say that Ukraine is
They
winning.
have.
That's some
They
bullshit.
have.
That's
Okay,
some
they have.
bullshit.
That's not bullshit. I've
I know
heard it.
for a fact, yeah, that's some bullshit, bro.
It's not bullshit. They said it.
Nobody ain't said
They said it.
nobody has said that.
They said it. CNN has
But
said it
because
several
you're
times.
trying
CNN has said it several times.
to go with an
CNN
angle,
has said it several times. Stop it.
because you're
You
trying to
stop the
go with it.
bullshit.
Nah, bro. Because
CNN
you're
has
trying to
said it
go for
several
an
times.
angle, you have to have an antagonist. You gotta have it.
I'm going by the fact that CNN, MSNBC, and ABC has said Russia. They said that Russia is losing the war. And not
I
only
haven't
did
heard that,
they
bro.
say it, but also what's that general's name? Some of those damn kooky ass generals have said it too. And they don't
See,
understand that this is
now
a war of
Venkat done looked
attrition.
it up. Now he agreeing with you. Venkat done looked it up.
Thank you, Venkat. Thank you, Venkat.
So he and like I said, I told you I haven't heard that. I told you I had to look it up. Venkat did it for me.
Yeah, it's hard to have a conversation with a person who is unaware of a lot of things. It's hard. You're making my job hard, But I get it. You can't do everything. I get it. But come prepared,
You're right. I
fellas.
can't.
So
You're right.
But you already know. You've been dealing
Venkat,
with me for years. You got to
not
come
Venkat.
prepared.
Blackson. Listen.
Yeah.
You said something. I said, let me go. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Relax.
No, you were saying kooks and all that shit. Bro. No,
I said kooks when it comes to saying Ukraine is winning the war. A kook may have said it. I ain't heard no mainstream media source say that at all.
Okay, well, Venkat just backed up what I said. So okay, go ahead.
No, yeah, he backed up what you said about the power generation capacity. He backed that up.
Okay,
I said I had to look it up. Venkat did it.
Okay.
So he put in something in the chat talking about the strikes. He said some regions of Ukraine are facing near total blackout. So there you go. You've been forwarded by Venkat.
And Putin has said, because this is a special military operation, this is what I believe he said to Trump, he's not going to do 100% blackouts. He's going to let you know, look, you want to play that game? Okay, let me just slap you around. That's all a special military operation is just a slap around chin check. It's not a full-blown war.
Okay, that's fine. I go off of that.
Because and I'm gonna go based on what Trump said.
Putin been saying that since the beginning. Like I acknowledge that.
It's just still because it's still a special operations. It's not a full blown war. because Putin don't want to do that. Putin understands those are Russians. That's why they're fighting this whole thing to begin with. Oh, well, that's why it's a special operation, because there are Russian-speaking Ukrainians who petitioned Putin, and we need to still talk about that. When this whole thing started, it's because, goddamn, the rights of the Russians were being oppressed by the Nazis. That's why he said denazification. And that's why he's saying, you know, the Republic of the Donbass regions, Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporozhye, all that, they petitioned Putin for help. And Putin did his homework before he went in there. He said, sign these documents, sign your Declaration of Independence, and then petition me for help. Then I will come in. That will legitimize me coming in and helping the Donbass region, which the West don't want to recognize that either. But Donald Trump got a whiff of that in Alaska, and that's why Zelensky fell out and had a fit, and EU fell out a fit, because they fed, just like they fed the rest of the Western world, the narrative, oh, Putin just went in and invaded. Yeah, but y'all don't recognize the point that the Donbass region separated, had a referendum, and then petitioned Putin. Putin had them sign papers. You saw that when I debated goddamn Blue. Come on now.
What are you talking about? Minx, right? Minx 1 and 2?
No, this is before Mintz. This is way before Mintz. No, I'm talking about Mintz is part of that, but I'm talking about the original referendum, the separation when goddamn they had the coup, when Victoria Nuland installed the puppet, when they goddamn took over goddamn Kiev, Crimea, Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporozhye, they all said, no, we don't want no part of this. We want to separate. And when they separated, then that's when the goddamn Nazi forces started coming in, eradicating Russians, started passing laws saying you can't speak Russian. And then the people of those regions got together and said, we need help. Let's petition Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin said, I will oblige you, but you need to sign these documents. You need to go through this procedure before I can even start acknowledging you as an independent republic.
We know all that.
The West don't know, and Trump didn't know that. Trump didn't know that till recent. Trump didn't know that.
So
Trump
again,
Trump didn't know that. I
don't disagree with
this. Okay, Ben Cat, this is your opportunity to call Trump a dumbass. Trump's dumbass didn't know about what was going on, what was the nucleus of why this whole thing started. He didn't know about the independent goddamn them breaking away in the referendum. Trump didn't know about that, but a lot of people in the West didn't know about that. And the people that did know about it willfully ignored it. They willfully ignored it. Anthony Blinken, because he knew about it. Barack Obama knew about it. Victoria Nuland knew about it, but they willfully ignored it. And that willful ignorance passed on to the next administration, being Donald Trump. And Donald Trump didn't know nothing about it.
So what take precedent? The
winning
Republic.
Team.
I ain't
finished
what I was about to say, bro.
Okay, finish. Okay, go ahead.
What take precedent? The referendums under Luhansk and Donetsk or the Budapest memorandum?
I would say, as an American, I would say the referendum it takes precedence, because that's how our country was formed, under a similar referendum. So as an American, I gotta say the referendum, because if I don't, I would be un-American, and you would be an un-American if you disagree with that.
So damn the 1994 memorandum then.
Again, you asked me what takes precedence. The referendum takes precedence over that.
So damn the 1994 memorandum.
According to the United Constitution, Article 72 and 73, yeah.
Okay, all right. Hey, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Since
man.
you're a constitutional man.
I am a constitutional man.
Okay. Oh, if you were a constitutional man, then that means you agree with goddamn Crimea, Luhansk, and Donetsk falling back under Russia, because that's Russian territory. That's under their constitution.
Under the guidelines of
let me ask you a question. Do you respect all constitution or just American Constitution?
The American Constitution.
Okay, so you don't respect Russian Constitution, Ukrainian Constitution. Okay, I get it.
But let me tell you why.
Okay.
When you conscript a constitution, it has to be under the guise of federalism. When I say federalism, meaning
Okay, you're
there
talking
has to
about
be.
American Constitution. You're not talking
Well,
about Ukrainian
no,
Constitution.
no. I'm talking about the way in which constitutions, plural, are conscripted and written, right?
I
If you
don't
get,
agree
if
with
you,
that outside the
what,
American
that's fine.
Constitution.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I ain't. You
The,
can
the
disagree.
Ukrainian, Russian,
I
the
ain't
Eastern
saying you can't.
European constitutions are slightly different. They're slightly different. But go ahead.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean that's a given. I'm not saying they
Right.
have to be all the same.
Right. Well, I just want to, for the record, I agree with you when it comes to the American Constitution, but we're not talking about the American Constitution. We're talking about the Russian
Well,
Constitution, and we're talking about the.
I'm not talking about what's in the Constitution. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm
Right. You're
talking
talking about
about
how it's
under the
formulated. Right.
guise of any Constitution. Under the guise of any Constitution, there
I don't agree
has,
with that.
huh?
I don't agree with that.
I ain't even said nothing. I
Okay,
don't
say
even
it.
know
Say
what
it.
I'm
So
about to say to.
I know what you're about to say, but go ahead and say it so I can show you why I'm gonna disagree with him. Go ahead.
Okay,
Say it.
no. What am I about to say?
You're
Tell
saying
me.
under the guise of federalism, them all coming together, they have to have so many numbers and to form the Constitution. And we didn't do that when we formed our Constitution when we broke away from England. But go ahead.
That don't make no sense what you just said, Blackson. How did we not do that when we broke away from England? England wasn't gonna be part of the goddamn Constitution.
Right. And
That was the whole.
okay, so I'm
That was
glad
the
you
whole
said that.
point.
So Kiev was not going to be part of the dumbass Constitution. Good point. I'm glad you said that. Very good point.
But Russia, but that's not a point. But Russia was.
That is a point.
So
that is a point.
If we're talking about a republic, which Russia is a republic,
Right.
under republic you have federalism. I'm not disagreeing with the points made on how it was conspired for independence of these countries. But independence means something in regards to a republic. If you are independent, that means that you are federally mandated to uphold your state's rights, basically, just like we got in this country.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So up under the federalization of the Republic of Russia, you have to mandate state via a federal republic code or law, whatever the situation may be. That didn't happen.
Putin had them do. That's what happened under Putin.
Putin had them do it under petition, which I don't disagree with.
Okay.
But it's not the same when it comes to mandated constitutional law. It's just not. So I don't go off of it. That's why. Now that's just me personally.
And that's why we have a conflict, because you refuse to recognize the whole process that Putin went through with the republics, the newfound republics. You, just like Europe, just like Trump, just like Obama, just like Biden, just like Victoria Nuland, refused to recognize it. Just like England refused to recognize when we went independent. I get it. And that's why we're having this conflict.
Yeah, because it's a declaration of independence. If you're saying we're an independent republic, you have to mandate federalism. Federalism meaning states' rights, state upheaval. Of course, you still go off a federal code, federal law. That ain't what we're talking about.
So watch it. So how do you enforce that?
The state in and of itself enforces it.
Right, and if
That's
they're
the only way
unable
that you could do
to,
it.
and if they're unable to do that, they usually petition another greater power to help them, like we did with France.
Well, a binding constitution under petition is not a binding constitution under revolution, like we did. So there's that.
Back up. So the separation of the Donbass wasn't a revolution.
No, it was a petition. You just said it.
No, they petitioned Putin for help. Prior to
it wasn't a revolution. If it was a revolution,
it was a civil war.
Yeah, civil war. Yeah, but that's not revolution.
Civil war, revolution. It's the same. It's the same. You're revolting. Revolution. The root word is revolt. In order to have a civil war, you got to revolt. When we had our civil war, the South revolted against us. It's the one and the same. Civil war, revolt, uprising, whatever you want to call it. That's what the Donbass did. And they petitioned Putin for help. Just like we petitioned King Louis XVI for help.
I don't disagree with nothing that you just said, but
Okay.
under a petition, are you garnering yourself under the guise of independence or not? Yes or no?
Yeah.
How?
Wait a minute. I'm not. Wait a minute. What do you mean how?
How? If you're petitioning another nation
Uh-huh.
for help, how are you garnering independence? Like that don't, like, theoretically that don't make no sense.
Oh, so then it don't make sense for NATO to support Ukraine then.
Well, NATO want to support Ukraine based on the fact that they want EU cooperation.
That's
because
not independent.
Ukraine.
Then. Same argument.
I never said it was.
Okay.
You made that argument. I did.
Okay. Point I'm making, MD, is that do you recognize the independence of the Donbass region? Yes or no? The republics?
No.
No. Okay, right.
No.
And that's the problem. There lies the problem. Oh, you'll be perfect. We need to apply you for the membership of NATO. You need to be the lead, the spokesperson, because you definitely got their mindset. They got
I told you as soon as I go to Brussels, I'm gonna fill out that application.
Good. Goddamn good. Goddamn MD for goddamn.
Damn Mark Rutte. I need to be Secretary General of NATO.
I agree. You ain't gonna hear me argue that. I agree. Shit. Shit. Yeah. Yes. MD, man. Goddamn boot out. Goddamn Ruta. Boot them all out. Goddamn get. Well, I don't know. I don't know. You may have some competition with Fico and what's his name? Fico and because they got some sense. Fico and the guy from goddamn, what's his name from Hungary? Oh shit, the guy
talking about Orban. If it was up to me, I would expel them nations from NATO.
You know what? And I'm glad you said that. I think they need to goddamn leave NATO. But hey, because they're not being protected from NATO. There's something that you probably don't know.
I would expel Pico and I would expel the Czechs. I would expel the motherfucking Slovakians. I would expel the Hungarian, not the Hungarian, the Hungarians.
Right.
And I would expel Turkey, motherfucking ass as well.
Oh, Turkey too? Damn. Oh shit. Okay. Damn. You talking about isolation? Why Turkey? I'm just curious. Entertain me. Why Turkey?
Because they slick. Gitsep Erdogan is slick as fuck.
Hello. He
played both sides. He played both sides.
That's what
and also to me, he's a threat to the protection of the Baltic states. That's just me. Remember, Erdogan didn't want Finland and the Baltic states in NATO. He didn't want them in there.
That's right.
The reason he didn't.
Muslims, right. Go ahead.
What? So the reason he didn't want them in there because of the foreseeing of what's happening right now. Especially dealing with the fucking drones over the Baltic in these past few weeks, as well as Kaliningrad. That's the territory that I was trying to bring up last week, and I had forgot the name. Kaliningrad. Erdogan understands that if he's gonna try to play both sides, he got to knock the Baltic states out the box, and that's what he tried to do. That's fucked up for the totality of Europe. So you don't want to play ball, get your ass on. Do your own thing in Anatolia. We don't need you. That's
Turkey's
just me.
Not a European state, but hey,
they are a European state, bro. Now they blend, of course. They blend, but when we say European, we're talking about landman. Culturally, I would agree with you, but damn your culture. I don't give a shit about your culture.
Okay.
We talking about a defense of an entirety of a territory.
Got you.
So if you're gonna compromise on certain shit because you don't like a person or you see them as loose weight or whatever the fuck, then get the fuck out. Y'all big enough to defend yourselves. Get the fuck out.
All right.
Go play ball. Go
He
play
does play
ball with
both sides, but he's
go
a
play
Muslim.
ball
That's
with
what
the Arab
Muslims do.
nation. Go play ball with the Arab
Right.
nation. Then get the fuck on.
What does he not want a caliphate? I guess this is a whole nother topic. I'm not going to, don't answer that, but that's a whole nother topic for another show. But yeah, everyone's doing what he's supposed to do as a Muslim, as an Islamic interest. He's a Muslim at the end of the day. But
Well, if it's about Islamic interests and not European interests, get the fuck out.
I agree with you.
Because you're a part of Europe.
I agree with you. Well, he's a Muslim first, but you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone because that's a whole nother. I don't want to derail the I don't want to shift the conversation.
So you saying he MIGA, make Islam great again? That's what.
Yes, sir.
What
yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And he said it. He has said it in so many words. Goddamn.
Man, this ain't the goddamn Ottoman Empire. We ain't trying to hear that shit, man.
Hey, we not trying to hear it, but shit, the Muslims got a whole different agenda. Just ask Yanga.
Oh man, wow. Shout out to Yanga.
Shout out to Yanga.
You know, that's not to take away from your culture. Ain't nobody trying to do that.
Their culture they're part of their culture is a caliphate. But you about to get me on a whole nother conversation. I'm sorry. Damn, you done derailed me in a whole.
Well, that's fine. We'll leave it at that then.
Okay, good.
We'll come back again. All I wanted to talk about was the sanctions. I'm not disagreeing with a lot of the points that you're making. What I'm telling you is you don't dig deep enough when it comes to the economic structure and what's going on. Right, you can't. It don't matter how many times we're gonna do this show.
And what I'm saying, and I get what you're trying to do. It's irrelevant without China and India. You cannot isolate Russia.
It's all the relevance, bro. It's all the relevance.
It's the economic.
If you don't have the structure to sell your own shit.
Listen. The whole purpose of that is to isolate Russia. Yes or no? Economically, yes or no?
No.
Huh?
I mean, they already isolated.
No, they're not. They're not isolated. Yeah, I can hear you.
How are they not already? How?
Because they're dealing with China and
India.
India.
based off of geographics, they isolated Blackson. That's a moot point.
No, they're not. How they isolated? They covered 12 zones. They covered 12 times. How are they isolated? And they goddamn Asia as their goddamn reference point. Come on now, how are they isolated? How they isolated and got Brazil? They got damn China. They got India. Come on, they're not isolated. They might isolated from Europe, but I get it. You think Europe is the center of the universe. I get it.
I don't think no goddamn. What the fuck? So again, Blackson, you try to take away the impact on what the Europeans.
The Europeans feel like they can isolate Russia because they feel like they're the center.
It's not the Europeans doing it. It's Trump. Like, what are you talking about?
Trump thinks that America's the center of the universe. Come on now, same European mindset, same white mindset.
Again, all of this shit would be valid. What you're saying, if Russia already had the infrastructure to funnel money the way it's supposed to go. They don't. They still deal with Deutsche Bank. No, they don't, Blackson. They don't.
Again, are the Chinese and Indians forming their own bank?
When is this shit gonna happen? Because the sanction is on now.
Okay. So when is Europe gonna dislodge themselves from Russian oil? And we too can play this game.
I don't disagree with that. Blackson, relax, bro. You making points that I never made. You ain't relaxed. I didn't make the point.
I'm making the point because Trump is telling Europe, if we got to make this thing work, you got to dislodge yourself from Russian oil, and I don't see no European nation doing that.
Why is Russia not disconnecting themselves from Europe?
Why is
the sale of LNG? Why are they not doing that?
Because Putin is waiting for them to make the first move.
That don't make no fucking sense. If the goal is to cripple either or economies, why not just take it away? If it ain't that big, if the economy is not that big a deal, no. If the economy, according to you, is not that big a deal when it comes to Russia, it should be no fucking problem. Like at all.
Again,
Hell,
who's
China
gold?
China just did it with the United States.
Right.
Why Russia can't do it with Europe?
Because it's not Russia's goal, it's Europe's goal. So Europe is the one that's goddamn making a threat. Russia didn't make the threat. Europe is making the threat. So why would Putin say, "Oh, he's not the one initiating the threat. Europe is." Do you understand that?
The threat
The
of
threat
what?
of economical sanction and isolating
They
Russia.
they didn't do that. The United States did.
United States, Europe, it don't
So
make a difference.
so I'm gonna
They're all
ask you
following.
again. Oh, my
They're
shit is
following
fucking
the
up.
same. Okay, they're following the same playbook. What I'm saying is that Russia's not initiating this whole shutdown threat. Europe and America is. That's not. Again, we're talking about
You try to tie
Russia.
Europe to a lot of shit that
Europe, America, it don't matter. NATO, it don't matter. What I'm saying, it's not Russia initiating this. That's my point that you're missing.
they don't have to initiate it.
Oh, geez. Okay.
That's not what I asked you.
We'll have to agree to disagree. You're asking me about why Russia don't cut it off. That's why you asked me, and I'm saying that Russia's not the one that made the threat. America, Europe is making the threat, not Russia. So Russia is just waiting for them to make a move. Okay, make your move. It's like you come up to me, "Oh, man, well, let's fight." Okay, make a move. You want to draw down? Okay, make your move. Draw. Make what you want to do. I'm gonna wait for you to make a move. That's how Putin does things. Okay, you want to make a move? Make a move. Russia is not the aggressor that the Western media and the Western mindset is painting Russia to be. Russia is big and bad, but they wait for you to make the first move. Which America always does, which Europe always does. Russia's never made the first move. Let's go back to goddamn Hitler. Let's go back to Napoleon. They never made the first move, but they make the last move, just as goddamn Hitler, just as Napoleon. They'll finish the shit, but they don't never make the first move.
They're opportunists, so you know that's the way the shit is.
But
and speaking
of
opportunists
or not,
it's a point.
Go ahead.
It's a point that you always make. It's a point that you always make about the Eastern Front in Berlin, which I don't disagree with. You know, I'm a World War II buck. You do understand that most of the manpower was to the west, and they took the opportunity to go east based off. You understand that, right?
No. That's false. That's false.
How is that false? How?
That's false because goddamn Barbarossa, the aggression started with Hitler, not the West. All those.
I'm not talking about the aggression. I know about Barbarossa. I'm not talking about the aggression. I'm talking about I'm talking about the push to end the war in Berlin. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
that all started. That started because Hitler wanted to invade. Hitler invaded goddamn Russia, and goddamn
that happened.
Stalin was like, "Oh shit!"
Before.
Stalin was like, "Oh shit! Okay, they're coming for me." So once they fought back, now we're gonna come for him. We're gonna end this shit because goddamn he was coming. Goddamn Hitler was coming for goddamn Stalin's throat. So Stalin, that's what pushed goddamn to end World War II because Stalin was like, "No," because you know Stalin said when goddamn Hitler invaded goddamn Moscow, Stalin froze for 2 hours. They're like, "Stalin, what we gonna do? What we gonna do?" Stalin thought it was over with. He's like, "Goddamn, it's over with." Once they goddamn pushed back, he said, "Man, goddamn, march on goddamn Berlin."
You're talking about two different events, though, Blackson. I understand the Barbarossa and
I'm talking about the ending
of World War II. So Barbarossa and the Battle of Stalingrad was like a couple years before. We're talking about the end of World War II.
I'm talking about the end of World War II.
The push into Berlin.
The march on Berlin. Yeah, that was Russia.
When they pushed in Berlin, and I agree, Berlin got there first. Most of the manpower was on the Western Front. Stalin took the opportunity, which is a good thing. Like that was perfect strategy. I'm not saying it wasn't. He took the opportunity of the Western Front in France and getting their ass, like literally getting their ass whooped on the Western Front to push east. That's all I was saying. Not east, but into Berlin.
Well, that's
on the Eastern Front.
I don't agree with that, but okay. I get you learn that from Western.
God damn, man.
No, that's false. But I get it. Western want to take credit for that shit. I get it. No, man, that was
Hey, hey,
Stalin's
look,
war.
I'm
That
gonna
was
end with
Stalin's
this,
war.
bro.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna end with this. Like I said, we'll do another show next week.
Okay.
What's the glorification of Russia, bro? With you, bro? I just need to know.
The glorification of Russia is that they stand on the truth. They're on the right side of history. And how do I know they stand on the right side of history? They're winning. And everything they got, all they ducks in a row. Putin is a genius. Xi Jinping is a genius, and goddamn, everybody in BRICS are geniuses because they prepared for this whole nonsense with goddamn United States. So I'm America first, but I'm gonna call the bullshit. I stand on first thing. People all America first. No, I'll stand on truth first. Then I'm American. I'll stand for truth, and the truth is, Russia will whoop our ass if we go over there. Period. And they're gonna win. They've already won.
Okay.
Truth is on the side of Russia. I'm on the side of truth.
Okay.
Some people want to put America before truth. I'm like, no, I'm all about America, but I'm about truth first. I'm an American, but I'm about truth first.
Okay. All right. We're gonna leave it at that, man. We're gonna leave it
Yes.
at that. Bankat say, Blackson, what do you think about Trump? Whenever I bring up something domestic, Blackson run away from it. So it really ain't no sense of that.
That's not, no, but I'll answer. But yeah, I mean, no, I'll answer
He
it.
said, what do you think about Trump's demolition of parts of the White House for the ballroom?
I think it's great
Why is that?
because it's a paradigm shift. We go through these changes. We go through all these changes with each president, and I think he's one of the presidents that's going to offer. It's just, yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, on the grand scheme of things, I say it ain't no big deal either. But if we're looking at it from a law standpoint, it's illegal as hell and it's an impeachable offense because the White House is a historical monument.
Got you. Okay.
and he got no fucking approval to do this shit at all, like at all, bro. So from a legal standpoint, it's an impeachable offense. In the grand scheme of things, I really don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm gonna look at it from a legal sense, yeah, it's illegal, and he should be impeached and convicted. That's just what it is. Hell, there's a lot of shit he should be impeached and convicted on, but add it to the list.
Well, I think Obama should be impeached for goddamn killing 3 American citizens in Yemen.
Well, I mean, y'all took over late in Obama's term. Y'all could have brought that up in hearings and seen about it, but you didn't do it. So there's that.
Just like the voting. Hey, but I don't think that's a big deal. I think there's more important things Ben Cat could have brought up.
I agree.
Like the goddamn bombing of those goddamn speedboats. I don't agree with that shit.
Yeah, that's definitely a people. Hell, you talking about? Yeah, you're right.
That's 100% of people.
That shit is illegal as fuck. And what's going to happen is after this blue wave in 26,
there's going
to be congressional hearings out the ass.
There's not going to be.
And well, it is what it is. They're gonna have to hear about it. And once that happens, it's over with. It's over with. It's over with. It's a done deal.
It ain't gonna be a blue wave.
Well, that's fine. Everybody got an opinion.
Blue wave, yeah.
Everybody got an opinion, bro.
Don't hold your breath for a blue wave. Don't hold your breath.
Don't
hold your breath.
And that's coming from me, and I ain't even a fucking Democrat. You know what I'm saying?
But it is what it is. Charlie Kirk is fired up the base once again.
Man, don't nobody give a shit. Listen, man.
Shit.
Niggas get shot every day, B.
Right.
You'll be all right.
Niggas. Right. We talking about a white nationalist by the name of Charlie Kirk. Oh shit.
So you understand? So you understand the impact that the white nationalists have on MAGA? Then?
Oh, absolutely. I said that when they were doing the Mike Johnson thing. I admitted that when you said Mike Johnson was white nationalist, what did I tell you, MB? Or did you forget? I said he's a 100% white nationalist. But the goddamn leftists caused that. The leftists caused that.
When you say leftists, are you talking about Democrats or are you talking about radicals? That's a whole nother rabbit hole, bro.
It is.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole. Because I don't agree with that leftist shit. You know it and I know it.
Right. Yeah, but I'm saying the whole Christian nationalist movement started because of it's a pushback. It's a pushback. I don't agree with Christian nationalism, but like I said to you begin, I understand why it started because of when the pendulum swings left, it comes back right. That's just the law of nature. So yeah, of course, Christian nationalism is on the rise.
So in other words,
I don't agree
people are
with
lemmings.
Hey, you call it what it is.
Based on social dynamic, people are lemmings.
Hey,
if you're gonna keep the shit real, keep it real.
No, I'm keeping it real. What I'm saying is a pushback. I understand the pushback. Again, I don't agree with Christian nationalism. I'm an atheist. But I understand why Mike Johnson's came along, the goddamn Charlie Kirk's. I understand. I said, man, if you keep pushing this left shit, it's going to cause goddamn the right to push back. That's all I'm saying. I'm just explaining the law of nature or the law of human nature. Yeah, that's what I'm explaining.
Van Cat said Charlie Kirk's life is not more important. He should have protected. He should have protected that neck, is what he said.
I didn't say that. I'm not a Van Cat. I am not a Christian nationalist. Let's get that straight. But I understand why Christian nationalism comes about, and I understood that when they got there elected Mike Johnson. So I'm reminding.
So people's livelihood, their health insurance, their job security, their crops, all this shit is minuscule compared to Charlie Kirk.
I'm saying minuscule compared to Christian nationalism, from what I'm observing. Hey, I'm not a Christian nationalist. I'm telling you what
I ain't say you wasn't, Blackson, but,
okay.
but
I'm just telling you what I'm observing.
You just admitted that these people in Middle America, some in the South, not all, but some in the South are so stupid, so dumb.
You said it, not me.
That they would sacrifice their own livelihood
for Christian nationalism.
Because a man was shot who spewed social right-wing talking points.
He spewed Christian nationalism. There's a slight difference. And you know that. Okay. But I'm not going to argue it because I'm not a Christian nationalist. I understand, just like you, what Christian nationalism is. I'm assuming Ben can't understand what Christian nationalism is. And so, again, let me say it. I am not a Christian nationalist, but I do understand the sentiment and the mentality. You call them stupid. Okay, I'm not arguing with you that Christian nationalists
they're the world of deplorables that Hillary Clinton said. They trash like Biden said. I'm just keeping honest with you.
That's it. You're right.
They wouldn't lie. They wasn't lying when they said that shit.
I'm not a Christian nationalist, so I'm not going to be. I mean, okay, yeah. But the left
they wasn't lying at all.
The left can be just as stupid.
Well, I'm not a lefty. Don't I say lefty loonies? Them motherfuckers are just as crazy.
Okay, I'm not a lefty. Okay, putting men and women's sports is crazy. That's crazy.
Again, like I said, bro, you're not gonna get no argument from me.
You're not gonna get no argument from me about Christian nationalism or the left. So right. That's why
I've been called a fit straddler. That's what I've been called.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I would disagree with that. I think you stand 10 toes down on your truth. And I respect that. That's why I say a lot of things I don't take from it. When you said that Africa is trading slave masters, I didn't take that away from you. That's your truth. It's not my truth. But
hey, but look, Blackson, I gotta go, man. I'm holding up the damn scale, man. I'm on the scale, motherfucker behind me.
You doing nigga shit right now.
Yeah, I'm on nigga shit. I'm on nigga shit, talking to your ass on the scale.
Right.
So yeah, man, we'll do it again next week, bro. And keep that in your back pocket. We gonna see how this whole thing transpires, and see what's going on, as far as what the build up is gonna be with these sanctions. And Vancat, I might do a show tonight, man. I'll see you tonight.
Well, let me just say this for Vancat and yourself: the Ukrainian army is going to buckle before any type of sanctions that you projecting that's going to happen. You need time for that to happen, and Ukrainians ain't got time. They ain't got time.
The sanctions they already in place, bro. It is what it is.
Right, and the goddamn unrest is already in play in Europe and France. So Ukraine, Europe, France, they're all buckling. They'll buckle before Russia, just like their so-called blue wave is coming. Man, you got jokes.
It's coming, bro. It is what it is.
They don't have no platform to stand on.
The American people don't give a shit about what you're talking about. They don't give a shit about Russia.
Orange Man Bad is not a platform.
It's not Orange Man. It's not Orange Man Bad. It is. I ain't got no SNAP benefits. I don't have a job anymore in the federal government. I got a whole bunch of soybeans and I don't know what the fuck to do with them. That's what it is.
We'll see. Okay,
so
we'll see.
You know, if you're not gonna deal in
stronger than all that.
Well, you said it, I didn't. But all right, man, let me get out of here,
I said it and I stand on it. Christian nationalism, is stronger than all of what you just said. And it's sad, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna let you go, man. Stop doing nigga shit. Get off that scale.
All right, man. Hey, be back next week.
All right.
All right.